Hey, what's up you guys? My name's Mina. Welcome to our channel Mina Reads, and today we're going to be doing the end of the year book tag. So this video is like super duper late and I kind of grapple with if I should make this video or not, but I thought it might be a fun way to like let you guys into my end of the year reading because I don't really do TBRs. I probably should have made this video like a few months ago because I'm pretty sure this is the kind of tag you're supposed to film in like September. However, I'm always fashionably late, so here I am, late as always. So this video is being sponsored by Book of the Month. I'm really excited to be partnering with them today because I'm bringing the holidays to you guys early, and I'm going to be gifting 2 people a 6-month subscription to Book of the Month. So all you got to do is fill out the Google form in the link in my description below. Book of the Month is a wonderful online subscription service where each month their team provides you with a carefully curated selection of new and early release adult fiction titles, and they have some of the most exciting new releases for really amazing prices. Their price for a typical subscription is $14.99 a month. You get your first box for $9.99 a month. However, I am partnering with them to talk to you about their gifting service, and for their gifting service you can gift anyone a membership. So the gifting options really depend on what you want to give to your bookish loved one, but you can give them a 3-month membership for $49.99. You can give them a 6-month membership for $89.99, and you can give them a full year membership for $169.99. I think any passionate book lover will really love it, and I also think it's a really great gift for social distancing because you don't have to go out to buy it, they don't have to go out to utilize it. They just get wonderful books delivered right to their doorstep after they pick whichever one they really like that month. And as I always mention with Book of the Month, if one particular month the books really don't stick out to you, you're just not interested, you can always skip a month. So I think it's really a perfect, really customizable gift for someone, and I think it would be a really great gift for anyone who likes books. So excited to be able to work with Book of the Month for this video, and I'm really excited to be able to give this away to you guys. So all you gotta do is subscribe to me, fill out the Google form, and you could win a 6-month subscription. So thank you so much to them for sponsoring this video. And thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel because we're getting really close to 25,000. So please subscribe and help me hit that milestone. It would be really cool. Okay, back to the end of year book tag. Okay, so the first question is, are there any books that you started this year that you need to finish? Yes, so in October I started reading The First Sister by Lyndon A. Lewis, and this is a sci-fi space opera, and we follow like 3 different protagonists, and one protagonist, she is a comfort woman on this spaceship. Then we have these other 2 characters who are soldiers. One of them has like committed treason and deserted from the army, and the other one was their like companion, and they have to search out this deserted soldier and presumably kill them, even though they had a really close emotional bond. So it's like, it sounds like such an interesting space opera, and I was about 70 pages into it and I was really liking it, but for whatever reason I just put it down and then I just never picked it back up again. But I really do want to get back to it. And also one of the main protagonists, their name is Hero. They're non-binary, and I just absolutely love more non-binary rep in speculative fiction, so I was really excited about that aspect as well. So like, I definitely need to get back into this. The next question is an autumnal book to help you transition into the end of the year. I think my answer for this is going to be Winter Counts by David, I need to read it because I'm going to mess it up otherwise, by David Hezekiah Wanbli-Waden. This book is by an indigenous author and is a crime thriller about this vigilante on a reservation, and so I'm really interested in reading this. I don't read enough indigenous literature, definitely don't read enough of it, and it is Indigenous Heritage Month, so I feel like I should definitely read some more books by indigenous authors. And also, this, since it's a crime thriller, I typically tend to enjoy reading like darker stories. I'm not super well versed in thrillers, but I do typically tend to like reading darker stories, reading more fantasy and stuff like that near the end of the year. So I think that this will be interesting in terms of like, it'll be darker and grittier kind of story than my usual like fluffy romances that I like to read in the summertime. So I think this might be a good transition piece for me. Is there a new release that you're still waiting for? So I am still waiting for How to Catch a Queen by Alyssa Cole to come out. This is coming out in December, I believe, and this is a story about modern royals. It's about this woman, and she's kind of in like a marriage of convenience with this king. I think it's going to have like some fun political dynamics, and I'm interested in their marriage because I think she runs away from either their marriage or just like the crown in general because the pressure is too much for her, and her king has to like woo her back. And I don't know, I'm just like really interested in it, and I want to read more like royalty romances, and I feel like Alyssa Cole, she really is the blueprint. So hopefully that'll be really amazing. And yeah, I'm excited about that one. I think that's the only other book that I've been excited about this year that hasn't come out yet. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? So I have 3 books that I'm pretty sure are going to be pretty predictable to anybody who has been on my channel for any amount of time. But I'm currently in the middle of reading The Burning God by R.F. Kuang. This is the final book in one of my favorite fantasy series of all time. And so I definitely want to get to this. I'm already like in the middle of it, or I'm near the end of it actually, but I do definitely need to finish this before the end of the year. And this series is about a girl named Rin who becomes a soldier, who becomes a really young, kind of child soldier if you think about it. She becomes a soldier at a really young age, and she is also connected to the gods, and she has a way of connecting with this phoenix god, and she is kind of consumed by this phoenix god's rage and hunger for power and destruction. And this story is kind of about that. It's about her rage, it's about imperialism, it's about the horrible effects of war, and it's really wonderful series. It just in general really hard to read, but so wonderful. So I definitely need to finish this out. I'm already like halfway into the book, so I'm going to finish it for sure, but definitely need to get to this one. And in that same vein, I need to read Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty, which is also the final book in one of my favorite fantasy series, the Daevabad trilogy. So the Daevabad trilogy is about this woman named Nahri. She's a con woman. She ends up accidentally summoning a djinn, and from this she ends up going on this journey of navigating her way to a secret magical djinn city. And there's lots of political stuff in this. There's lots of wonderful magic. The writing is really gorgeous, and I still, for whatever reason, have not finished the series. I haven't read the final book, and I need to do it. I need to do it before the end of the year. I need to just suck it up and read it and complete my favorite series. It's gonna hurt my feelings so much to finish my favorite series ever, but I need to do it. And the last book that I need to get to is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. So this is a YA fantasy. It's a Romeo and Juliet retelling set in 1920 Shanghai, and we follow Juliet and Roma, and they are from rival gangs, and they're essentially like warring over territory. And Juliet and Roma, they had a relationship previously. Some things happened between them 4 years ago. We don't know all the details of, but they've got a lot of resentment towards each other. But they end up needing to work together because there's some kind of plague or madness gripping the city, and a lot of people have started like clawing their own throats out. So there's some kind of monster or enchantment plaguing the city, and they need to work together to solve this and figure it out. So I'm really excited about this, and it's one of my most anticipated releases of the year, so I definitely need to get to this before the end of the year for sure. Is there a book that could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? I feel like I already have like a pretty firmly established list of books that are on my favorites this year so far, so I don't particularly foresee my ranking shifting too drastically. However, there is this one book that is really random. I've never talked about it before on my channel, but I feel like it could really slap. Like, it could be really good. It could just be like unsung hero of my year. So it's possible. And this book is Anxious People by Frederick Bachmann. And I know that this is like supposed to be a kind of humorous literary fiction book, and it's about these people. They're like hostages in a bank robbery. I don't really know too much more about it than that, but I've heard that the writing in this book is really beautiful, and a lot of people get really emotional when they're reading it. And I've just heard so many people say that it's like one of the best books that they've read this year. So I feel like I should totally try it, and maybe it'll be amazing. This is such a random pick, but I feel like it could shock me. It would be the most shocking thing in the world if I ended up reading this and just absolutely loving it and it became my new favorite. So I think I might have to go with Anxious People by Frederick Bachmann. Okay, so my last question is, have you started making reading plans for 2021? Y'all know me, I'm not really a TBR kind of girl. I don't really like TBRs. I'm really terrible at sticking to them. So I wouldn't say that I've already started making plans per se, but I do have a few video plans that I have in the works. So if you have been on my channel since the summer, you know that I launched a new video series I'm calling it a series, but I've only made one video so far. But it's called Mina Reads Your Faves, in which I pick a favorite booktuber and I read some of their favorite books. And in the summer I did Riley from Riley Marie. That video was so fun. You should totally check it out if you haven't watched it already. But I'm planning the sequel to that video, and I won't tell you what booktuber I'm going to be doing because I'll keep that a secret. But I will be reading a lot of fantasy for that video, and one book that I can tell you is I'll be reading The Assassin's Apprentice. So if you can guess what booktuber I'm going to be doing based on that one, you can guess in the comments below. Also, I'm planning to read some Penelope Douglas in 2021 because I want to make a video about Penelope Douglas, so probably going to be reading some of her books. Yeah, I have some other plans. I don't want to share them with you guys because I prefer, I prefer my secret TBR videos and stuff, so I don't want to give you guys too much information. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to Book of the Month for sponsoring this video. Make sure that you enter the giveaway in the link in my description below. And yeah, I will see you all in my next one. Bye, you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. And a special thank you to all of my wonderful patrons.